This shoe's cushion is too thick, so the responsiveness is really bad. This shoe has an excellent court feel, thus making the shoe ultra responsive. So are these points valid? So let's break it down. Mabuhay everyone, MARKCHES here. Welcome to the channel, and the statements that you heard me say earlier in the intro of this video are the usual statements that I hear from my peers, from the comments in my videos about the shoe. So those comments are valid to an extent, but it really still depends on the components of the sneaker. So let's start off first, of course, with my perfect example that I have in mind while I was playing with all this sneaker. Always hearing those comments from people around me. So these two sneakers are excellent examples that I can bring up for that statement, because here is the Ja ones I have here. So the Ja ones has a thicker foam, and when you wear it side by side with the Ja 3s, you will feel that the Ja ones is a little bit higher off the ground and the Ja 3s are a little bit lower. So you would say, oh, the Ja 3 will be more excellent in responsiveness compared to the Ja ones. For me, I would beg to differ on that statement, because I would say that the Ja ones responsiveness is better compared to the Ja 3's responsiveness, because even though this is lower to the ground, the Ja 3 is lower to the ground compared to the Ja ones, but the Ja ones for me is more responsive, and the reason being is, of course, the foam density of the Ja ones is a little bit denser. It's more compact in layman's term. So the more compact the foam is, that there's no delay on the foam, and the zoom unit, the forefoot, like all other zoom unit, the usual PSI on a rectangular zoom unit is pretty high. So the responsiveness of that zoom unit is kind of quick and fast. It doesn't sag, so you would feel that even though you're higher off the ground on the Ja ones, you will feel it responding a little faster compared to the Zoom X cushion found in the Ja 3s, which is slimmer, which is thinner, and you would, when you wear it, you would feel it, you're closer to the ground. But when you start moving with the Ja 3s and the Ja ones, the Ja 3s has a little bit of delay because of the Zoom X. The density of that foam is not too compact, so there's more give to the Zoom X before it bounces back. So you would feel that for my weight, that's my example, I'm a little bit heavier, so the Zoom X would compress a bit more compared to a lighter player. So I would feel it like I would be sitting on the Zoom X a bit more, especially when I'm jumping. It will sag. There'll be a little bit of delay, or if I jump sideways, especially on a lateral move when I'm defending, you would feel it sagging on the lateral part, then before it bounces back to its original shape. So this is an excellent example of that on responsiveness case. It doesn't mean that if the cushion is thinner, it's automatically more responsive. So this is an excellent example of that responsiveness case. And also another nice point to compare is this boom cushion, super boom cushion found on the, what's this called, the Wade 8085 Ultra. This one has an amazing impact protection and of course bounciness too. But if you're comparing it with the explosive midsole found in the serious player only, when you're pressing it down, you would feel it that the explosive midsole is a lot denser. When you're looking here on the side, don't know if you can see, when I'm pressing it, this one is harder to press compared to the Super Boom. The Super Boom, if you like impact protection, this is a really nice midsole to get. But if you want responsiveness, even though they almost have the same thickness, you will see that same thickness, but when you step on it, you would feel that it's more responsive on the explosive midsole on the serious player only compared to the Super Boom cushion, because the Super Boom compresses a bit more than before it bounces back. I actually tried this out on my SPO or Player One Plus. I put this in to compare it with the explosive, and that's when I really felt that, yeah, this Super Boom cushion is really something that if you want a mushier cushion, you would like this. But if you want responsiveness, on one play that I played in, I stepped laterally on the Super Boom when I put it also on a Player One Plus. It was sagging on my lateral part before I was able to bounce back. So there was a delay when I was doing that cut. I was doing a fake cut going to my left before I went back. So that's one of the actions that I really felt the Super Boom giving me some delay, some split-second delay on my movement. But I would say impact protection, this is a very must-try midsole if you get a chance to bet the 808 5 Ultra. So this also is another good example of this responsiveness case because, yeah, like I said, it really depends on the density of the foam. And comparing it also, even though this one on the Serious Player only, this is a 2-layered midsole, comparing it to the Super Boom, you would see it like you thought that there would be delay, but this supercritical foam below the EC ones are very, very compact. So it's a lot more responsive, springy, even though there's a midsole or there's an insole on top of it. It doesn't cause that much delay comparing it to the Super Boom on the 808 5 Ultra. So you would say that this would compress a bit more and cause you some delay, but no, because the supercritical foam is a lot denser compared to the Super Boom cushion. And also I have here the JB3s, and the boom cushion here is almost the same or a lot thinner compared to the Super Boom, because the Super Boom shoe, the 808 Ultra, there's no extra rubber below it, so you would feel like the JB3 is a bit higher off the ground, but the JB3 is giving a bit more responsiveness compared to the really low profile on the 808 5 Ultra. Would you say on a thicker cushion, like it will be giving you more delays? Yeah, majority of the sneaker, like of course the Jordan 40 that came out with a very excellent cushion, but it's really for not for all, because you would feel like the full-length zoom unit is compressing a bit more, and that Cushlon 3.0 below it or the Zoom X below it is compressing a lot more, so it causes delay. Like I think almost all Zoom X really has that component or that property, that characteristic that it compresses a bit more and it gives you a bit more delay compared to other cushion like a Supercritical, the ETPU. So that's what I observe on the Zoom X. So this is an excellent example of a cushion that's thick and it's not that responsive. But comparing it to its other brother on the Nike side of things, this is LeBron 22. The LeBron 22, it has Cushlon carrier around the entire shoe, because zoom units, large zoom units on the forefoot and the heel, and you would say when you wear them side to side, the cushion is the same thickness off the floor with the same thickness, but the LeBron 22 has excellent responsiveness even though it has a thicker cushion, because that being the zoom units are not compressing, that being because the zoom unit on the LeBron 22, even though it's thick, the PSI is very hard, so it just gives you a very nice responsiveness. There's no delay on the zoom unit, even though I'm a bigger player, a heavier player, so there's no responsiveness when I land on the LeBron 22, and thus responsiveness is not sacrificed. Even though it's thick, you still feel very responsive. So I hope I bust that myth out that thick cushions gives you delay and thin cushions give you excellent responsiveness. Almost all of the time it is correct, but not in all cases. It really depends on the materials used in the sneakers. So I hope I clarified that, and I hope this video helps you out in choosing a sneaker in the future. So this has been MARKCHES once again. Thank you for dropping by this channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.